and like it's so nice to just be outside. Touch grass every once in a while.
You're like one of those Disney adults now.
No.
Nintendo adults.
I was making fun of Disney adults the entire time because like you can tell. Hello and welcome to That Goes Awesome, the only podcast where everything goes awesome. What was that?
That was me hopping into the podcast, ready to get things rolling.
Go ahead and use every single bit of energy.
Yeah, this is all my energy. So, Christian, a little bit behind the scenes, this is the first time we've recorded a podcast in almost 3 weeks, probably, like because we had to record a bunch of in advance because you left me.
I did.
But now we're back, and I'm excited to be talking to you, excited to be talking to the audience, and excited to be talking in my basement.
I'm very glad to hear that, buddy. Okay, so let's get right on into it, okay?
Okay.
We're at the end of May.
End of May.
But when this is out, it'll be June. Have you done everything you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, so quick little recap if you're not sure. We did a New Year's resolution podcast at the beginning of the year. And every month, I have been trying to make myself both watch a movie I've never seen and also beat a single-player game that I've never beat. And so far, what was that motion? So far, I have been on it.
Good.
And I am happy to confirm I am still on it. I did complete it in May. So I guess I'll start with the game that I played. I don't know if you've played this or even heard of it, but It's called Tell Me Why.
I have no clue what that is.
So it's a episodic story game, with choices and stuff. Which I'm a fan of those type of games. Like Telltale is the main.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Telltale's still around, but I know they made a lot of games like that.
They're coming back, but they don't really exist right now.
It wasn't a Telltale game, but it's very Life is Strange coded.
Okay. What's the deal?
Okay, so it's Life is Strange coded, but it's much darker and deeper. It's more mature stories, I think. So the main, I guess, okay, just go ahead and skip ahead a little bit if you just don't want to be spoiled on the game, because I might get into spoilers. But the basic premises is you play as a set of twins, and you go back and forth of which one you are, and as you go through the story, you find out you're trying to find out the truth behind what happened to your mother. And basically what you think happens towards the beginning of the game is your mother tried to kill one of you. Okay. And it's a really dark story, and it gets darker the more you play. And it's there's a lot that goes into it, and your choices do affect how it ends, I guess. And there's some cool mechanics in the game I think is cool, but it's a basic what you'd expect from a story choice driven game. And then also one of the twins that you play as is transgender. Okay. Which all the events happened when you were much younger, and so they were both biological females, twins, when they were younger. And then you don't really realize you don't put all the pieces together, because at first you started playing as a guy. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was a really good game. Actually, I thought the story was pretty good.
Do you know when it came out?
Fairly recent. I want to say 2022 maybe. It's fairly recently, not too old.
It's truly crazy to me that you've somehow found a game that I don't know about.
Yeah,
because I know an absurd amount of games that even I haven't played. I just know them.
Yeah, and it's not a very long game. It's 3 chapters. I think each chapter is probably close to 3 hours. Okay. And there's other stuff you can do, there's collectibles and stuff like that.
Would you recommend it?
I would, actually. Okay. If you like that style of game.
I do.
Because some people just don't like. Because I guess a lot of it probably feels like you're just watching a movie or something.
I don't play them often, but I do like
them. But it's short, so
them.
I think you would actually like it. And the story, I think, like I said, it is a mature story as compared to other games like that. So I think it's a good game. I think the story, there's a lot to it. Okay. I don't want to spoil too much of what happens, because I want you to play it, because it's not too long. You could probably beat it in a day or two. It is on Game Pass. Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't buy it.
I had a feeling that's how you played it. I have a feeling most games that you play are going to be Game Pass games.
Yes.
But I don't blame you. There's a lot of good games on there. I'll look into it.
There was one gripe I had of the game, and it's not even that big of a deal, but just to be fair, there's a big part of how you progress through the story is you have these memories, and you can see your memories from when you're a child, because you're trying to figure out what happened. Yeah. and like the memories, you like hold a certain button, you can like see them, and like it kind of like acts out, kind of like a cutscene, but like you're still there, like you watch it, and the memories are like very like faded and stuff, so, like they're meant to be because it's showing there as memories, but sometimes they're so pixelated, like they're kind of hard to see. It's kind of annoying. That's like my one gripe about the game, but yeah, I really like it.
The general premise sounds like something that like I've heard about, but I don't know if I'm like mistaking it for something else, because I feel like maybe I've heard about it and just haven't heard about it since it came out.
Yeah,
that could have happened, but I don't remember the title, but like the idea.
It's called Tell Me Why.
Sounds familiar. But yeah, I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, the movie that I watched this month, I don't think we've ever talked about it, but I assume it's a movie that you probably really like and have seen. It was The Emperor's New Groove.
I love that movie. Yeah. Have you never seen it?
I'd never seen it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's so good. It's one of the like forgotten Disney movies.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gotten more popular because of memes, because a lot of people like meme about Kronk all the time. I used to quote it all the time. Like anytime anything would happen in band that like caused us to stop, like you threw off my groove, like that kind of thing. Like, and the poison for Cusco, that kind of all that stuff, like huge memes and stuff like that.
It's very like classic Disney movie.
Yes, I love it.
It's a short movie too.
It is. It's so underrated, it's gotten. Like it's always been like a highly rated movie. It's just that like I feel like it's underrated in the sense that like a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah, I had never seen it.
Kind of like stuff like Treasure Planet. Like that's a really good movie too, and it came out around the same time as stuff like Aladdin and stuff like that. And like Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid, all that kind of stuff got like boosted the stratosphere popularity wise. But
it was the same for me as like The Princess Bride in terms of it is a movie that like I had always heard the name of but I knew nothing about it. So then I was like I was just scrolling trying to find movies to watch that I hadn't seen. I was like, oh, well, that's a movie like I've heard of. So I decided to look into it and like I watched it and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I really don't have much other to say about it. I mean, it was a good Disney movie.
Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. But speaking of Disney, Christian, do you want to quickly explain where you've been?
Okay, so for the past like week and a half, I went on a trip with my girlfriend and her family to Florida, and we went to all 3 of the Universal Studios parks and all 4 of the Disney World parks, and had a great time. As I was saying before this, it really put into perspective how much more I like Universal than Disney. If you like rides and you've only been to Disney World, you have to go to Universal, because like 90% of the rides at Universal are so much better than the ones at Disney World. Which of course I feel like Disney World definitely is carried by the fact it's Disney.
Yeah.
Because like if you grew up with stuff like Aladdin and like Lion King and Cinderella, that kind of stuff, like you'll have more of an attachment to that. But as someone who also like really loves stuff like Jurassic Park and like Harry Potter, Universal's got a lot of that kind of stuff. And it was a great time. I went to Epic Universe for the first time, which is Universal's newest park, and it was really cool. It has like 4 different areas you can go to, and they're all like heavily themed. And the first one is the Isle of Berk from How to Train Your Dragon. The second one is Dark Universe, which is all like the classic like Universal Studios monsters, like the Invisible Man and like the Mummy and Dracula, the Wolfman, that kind of thing. The third is the Ministry of Magic from Harry Potter, which didn't like sound like I was gonna be like hyped for it, but like when you walk in there, it's full on like 1920s France, and it's like the coolest looking thing ever. Like it's so sick. And then the last one, the one I was most excited for, is Super Nintendo World. Oh. You walk in there and it full on feels like you walk into a Mario game. It's the coolest thing ever. But that was my favorite park I went to by far. But I also went to Animal Kingdom for the first time properly. I'd been there before, but I've been to Disney World twice before this. But the first time I went to all 4 parks in one day. Oh. So I didn't really do anything.
No.
And then the second time I went, it was our senior year trip in high school, when we went to 3 of the parks but did not go to Animal Kingdom. So I'd never properly gotten to go to Animal Kingdom. I forgot about that. So I like it. I know it's your favorite. It's probably my least favorite just because I really like rides, and like it's a great zoo, but there's so many zoos out there.
I said it's my favorite park. I don't know. I really like a lot of the rides in the other parks. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite.
I think Magic Kingdom is probably my favorite, just because it's the most. To me, Magic Kingdom feels the most Disney World. When you think of Disney World, I feel like Magic Kingdom is the park.
Yeah, no, definitely it is, because it's like the centerpiece. It has the big Cinderella castle and everything. I think my two favorites would be between Animal Kingdom and probably Epcot, just because I really like seeing all the stuff in the different countries, like around the world. And Epcot also has a lot of really cool rides that I like.
Yeah, I like the rides at Epcot a lot. I like Hollywood Studios, but mainly because I really like the Star Wars section.
See, Hollywood Studios is by far my least favorite.
Well, yeah, the coolest part of that is Star Wars, and you're not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, the Star Wars ride, like we were talking about, I really liked the Star Wars ride. Like, I thought it was really cool. But that's kind of like it for Hollywood Studios. There's just not. I mean, it has Toy Story Land, but like it's like a small area.
Magic Kingdom by far has the most rides.
Oh yeah,
like a lot.
Magic Kingdom is almost like classic, like park, like amusement park.
But so when it came to like, I've always much preferred Universal. But when it came to these parks, I was going there like within the hour that it opened and leaving like when it closed every single time for every park. And like I felt like for Universal, there's so much to do in all three parks that there was at least one thing that I didn't really get to do that I wanted to do. Whereas Disney, it felt like I was kind of done with everything I had wanted to do like 3 hours before the park closed.
See, my experience of Hollywood Studios, that was definitely the case. Because I went and like I had done everything I wanted to do. Then I was like, okay, now what? But I think for the most part, because of a lot of the lines most of the time, the other parks, it usually is like you're able to do like pretty much everything like right in time.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom, I was kind of pushing it a little bit because it closes at 6, whereas the other ones close at 9 and 10. So like you have a lot more time with those. Universal, like everything is like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., which like doesn't give you that much time, honestly, compared to Disney being like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like that's a lot more time. But it was a great time. We had a thing. It was a Disney dining plan where we got to like go to any like Disney restaurant or whatever, and we had like a few reservations because our parents are awesome, and we could like get anything on the menu and it wouldn't like matter. So like as long as the menu allowed everything to be gotten, because sometimes they would have something that you couldn't get. Like one of the restaurants we went to, the only thing that you couldn't get with the dining plan was anything that was like came in a souvenir glass, because like you're gotta pay for the glass, that kind of thing. And like they never really gave appetizers either, but they would always give you a drink, an entree, and a dessert. And as someone who never has room for dessert, let me tell you, I was not feeling good by the end of that week. I had to eat it every time because saying no was just a waste of money. But like some of the meals I had were incredible. There was one day that like 5 of the 6 of us got like a $56 like New York strip steak.
Ooh.
And it was like the same price as if we got anything else on the menu. Marina and I went and ate at a restaurant in Epcot. Okay. It's the one that, the Donald Duck ride, the 3 Caballeros. It was the restaurant that ride is in, and we went there, and it was definitely too fancy for us. I think the bill, if we had actually paid for it, was like $200 for 2 people. But I got
Epcot has a lot of really nice restaurants.
Yeah, they do. I got like $50 like ribeye tacos, and those are the best tacos I've ever had. They were so good. But also, you could also get an alcoholic drink, and I don't really drink. It's not my thing. I think I love the taste of like drinks. I love drinking things, and I feel like most of the time, everything tastes better without alcohol. So I don't really drink alcohol, but I drink a couple of drinks, and like not a single time that I get one that I liked. Usually consistently, Marina would have one that I actually would get one that I actually thought was good, and then the one that I got would always be disgusting, and I couldn't finish it. But so at that restaurant, it was a very fancy place. I'm not gonna lie, and like we had a reservation for it. It was just the 2 of us, and I had no clue what I wanted to get. But I was looking at the drink menu, and there was like no sign of them having soda. So I thought it was just such a fancy place that you get water or you get alcohol. Turns out you could get soda. I didn't know that. So I just ended up getting an alcoholic drink and a water, because the water doesn't charge for your dining plan. So I got this one. It was a margarita called the Wild One, which first of all, that should have tipped me off. It's called the Wild One. And when I said I wanted that, the waiter looked at me and smiled. And then as he brings it to a table, he is laughing.
What?
So I drank half of it, and my head was feeling fuzzy. So I was immediately like, no, I'm not finishing that. First of all, it tasted disgusting. It was much too strong for like the kind of stuff that I like. But like I was just immediately just like, no, there's no way I can finish that because like it was gonna hit me hard. And like drinks don't do that to me. Like I've never like been drunk or anything like that. And I never like drink enough to do that. But the fact that half of one drink, that's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
So that, I guess it's probably because it was called the wild one. It's probably specifically supposed to do that to you. Because a lot of people in Epcot go there just to drink around the world and stuff like that. But yeah, that was not good. It was, I took a picture of the ingredients and sent it to my family, who all know more about that kind of stuff, and they were all like, "That sounds disgusting." And I was like, "That sounded good to me."
And just the fact that the waiter just laughed as they're bringing it to
He
you.
laughed as he put it down, and me and Marina were just kind of like, and I immediately realized why he was laughing. Marina likes alcoholic drinks more than I do, and I let her have a sip of it, and she thought it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was so strong. But the food was great. I'm trying to think if we had any other like really good things. I had like a rack of ribs one time. Incredible. But like, it's such a shame coming back to the real world where I gotta spend my own money again.
Oh
to
yeah.
buy food, and I'm going back to like finding like I'm gonna get the 6-ounce sirloin because it's the cheapest steak instead of getting the $60 New York strip, that kind of thing. It's a shame to go back to that. I will say one thing I don't mind going back to is Tennessee weather.
No,
It was consistently above 90 degrees in Florida.
I think almost every day you were gone, it was raining.
Yeah, I heard that. It barely rained when I was in Florida, but like it was so hot. It was like miserably hot. It wasn't too bad in Universal. Like the temperatures were like high 80s, but then they were starting to be high 90s the entire week I was at Disney. And that was just miserable.
Man, I'm so jealous. The more you're talking, the more jealous I'm getting. Because this year, I don't think I'm going anywhere on vacation.
That's so sad.
Which is really sad. And obviously, like, I'm glad you got to go and have all that fun for your graduation and stuff. But man, like, just listening to you talk about it, I'm like, man, I wish I was there. I wish I could go.
I got so much cool stuff, too. Because, like, I really like buying stuff at, stuff like Disney because, like, you can't get that stuff anywhere else. And I've always had the opinion, like, even if you can, like, if they have, like, a Disney World exclusive item, that you can go on the Disney online store and buy it, it means nothing compared to actually buying it at the park. It doesn't have the same connection.
And all the souvenir shops at Disney, they're usually really cool.
Yeah. So I ended up buying a lot of stuff, but only, like, on the last days of each park. Because I knew that every bit of money that I wanted to spend at Universal was going to be spent in Nintendo World. And I knew every single bit of money that I was going to spend at Disney was going to be spent in Star Wars. So I waited both of those times.
Oh, did you get a droid?
I actually did. I didn't build one, but I'll try to get a run through what I got. Because I did get a lot. So in Nintendo World, I got this it's a cup, and it's an egg, like a Yoshi egg, and it has like a little like Yoshi holding on to the egg.
Oh, that's cool.
I only got it because I like the look of the cup. I'm never gonna drink out of it, but it'll look really cool on a shelf. And then I got another cup. That one, they had a place called the Bubbly Barrel, and so Super Nintendo World was all Mario, but there's a section of it in the back that becomes Donkey Kong Country, and they have a restaurant called the Bubbly Barrel, which only has like drinks, and one of them is like a really fancy like banana float type thing that has like pineapple soda at the bottom of it, and it's like a waffle cone like bowl, like on top of pineapple soda, and it's got like a banana like pineapple sorbet like thing on top of it.
Yeah,
much too sweet for me to finish, but it did taste good. But you can like pay a little bit extra to get it served in a Donkey Kong barrel mug. So like I had to get the barrel mug.
Yeah, you have to, of course you have to.
I have to get the barrel mug, so I did that, and I ended up getting two. I got one for my dad too. Like me and Marina both got one to drink, but got both of us got the souvenir cup so my dad could have one because Donkey Kong's his favorite Nintendo character.
Okay.
Speaking of Donkey Kong, I also got like a stuffed animal of Donkey Kong in one of the barrels from the game that like launches you. They have these like barrels that have like little white arrows that will point to where they're gonna launch you. So it's him like holding into the inside of one while he's like inside of a big old barrel. It's like this big. And
that's cool.
So I got one from my dad also to like put on his like desk at work. And then I got a blue Yoshi shirt. Because like you don't really see a lot of blue Yoshi stuff. You usually see the green Yoshi, but there's multiple colors of Yoshi.
I like the pink Yoshi.
I also like the pink Yoshi. I like all the colors. The Yoshi's just cool. I I got.
Yeah.
I call it the Banana Pack. It's a fanny pack that is in the shape of a banana with Donkey Kong's face on it. So I got that because I mainly got that because I wanted to because I still had 4 days of park left at Disney, and I wanted to be able to take my phone on the ride and stuff like that, and not have to
You had to have a fanny pack.
So yeah, I got a fanny pack, put my phone in there, and the fact that it was Donkey Kong themed just made it better.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the last thing I got at Nintendo, but I could be wrong. I got a blue Yoshi stuff. No, I got two things. I got a blue Yoshi stuffed animal that is about here to here.
Dang.
And about that tall. And he's in a sleeping position with his eyes closed, and it's adorable. But that thing is massive. It was full on larger than most of the kids I walked past on the way out of the place. And it was also really funny because there were kids in that store who were all just getting these items with their parents, smaller things and stuff like that. And then 3 adults before me each bought one of those giant Yoshis. So there's all these kids who were just can I get this? There's a tiny little baby Yoshi. And then all of us are walking out hugging a massive Yoshi.
You're like one of those Disney adults now.
No.
Nintendo adults.
I was making fun of Disney adults the entire time. Because you can tell. There are adults who are in Disney World and there's Disney adults. And you can very clearly tell the difference every single time.
Oh, no, yeah. You can for sure.
I was making fun of them the entire time. And then you know the Boo from Mario and the ghost? I got a reversible pillow, and it's the Boo from Mario, and whenever you fold it inside out, it's whenever you turn and look at the Boo and they get bashful and close their eyes like that.
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
Which I really like that thing, because Boos are my favorite Mario enemy. And then Galaxy's Edge, Marina got a lightsaber that can change between blue and red. It's the main character's lightsaber, Anakin's. It's very cool. And then I got the Mandalorian helmet. If I can remember, I'll send Daniel a picture of this, because I took a selfie of myself with the helmet, because it's a shiny chrome huge helmet, and I took a selfie in the bathroom mirror of me wearing it. It looks really funny. And then I got a remote control droid of BD-1 from a Star Wars game. There's a series of Star Wars games. It's called Jedi, but there's Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and I really like those games. And in those games, Cal Kestis, the main character, has a droid called BD-1, and his nickname is Buddy. And I think he's adorable, and he's really cool. And the last time I was at Disney World, I got the limited edition lightsaber of that character, because he is my favorite lightsaber ever, because it's a regular lightsaber, but the bottom of it was shot, because it used to be double bladed, but it was shot in the middle, so there's wires exposed, and it looks really cool. And that's what I got last time I was there. So I was well, now I kind of want his droid to go with it, because they didn't sell that when I was there last time. So now I'm gonna have on my shelf his droid with his lightsaber, which will be pretty cool. And then I bought an X-Wing helmet last time, so I can put the Mandalorian helmet beside that. So it
sounds like you spent a lot of money at Disney.
I did,
and Universal.
I definitely did. But that was all I bought in total. But I did buy a lot at Nintendo. I didn't buy much at Disney, but Universal stuff is much more fairly priced than Disney stuff. Disney is so expensive, so I didn't buy a lot.
I think me and you would go so hard in Disney World.
I agree.
Or Universal,
because just us. Whenever we were let loose in New York,
it was insane. I hate that we were tied down so much sometimes.
I know what you mean.
Sorry for any of the people that were with us in our group that might be listening. But if me and you were just able to roam free the entire time, that'd be crazy.
I genuinely think we had 12 hours of nothing to do. We did a whole bunch, but and I genuinely feel if it was just the two of us, we could have done all of that in maybe 4 hours max.
Yeah, I agree.
Including sitting down at the restaurant for an hour.
How efficiently we were moving through the streets when it was just me and you was so funny. Because we were so good at jaywalking, dude.
True. It's legal.
Yeah, it was
legal in New York.
Legal. But I feel us just in a park, an amusement park, just sounds so much fun. Because I don't think we've really ever really rode roller coasters or anything together.
We went to Dollywood together a few years ago.
Yeah, you're right. That was forever ago. We weren't that good of friends then.
No, they really weren't. It's such a freeing feeling.
Yeah.
I feel whenever I go to theme parks, I'm always with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Whether it be my family or friends or something like that. And then, during high school, you go and you have to stay in groups of, minimum, 5, that kind of thing. So, it was, really fun if me and Marina wanted to, go somewhere and we could just go off and do it.
I'll tell you, it was really fun when last time I went to Disney because I was with people, but I was able to just be by myself, and there was a portion of time in Hollywood Studios actually where I was just on my own. I was just walking around by myself.
That's so funny. I did that a few times because there was a time whenever we all like split up to go get lunch, and Marina's sister and her husband went to like a Mexican restaurant, and then Marina's parents were like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the Captain America diner and like just get like regular, just like a burger or something like that." Me and Marina weren't super hungry, so I was like, "I'll be back." The Hulk ride has a 10-minute wait, so I went to go ride a roller coaster by myself. Yeah. And none of them wanted to ride the Hulk ride because it's more aggressive than most of the other roller coasters there. So I went there, got in the single rider line, was in the line for 2 minutes, got off, got straight back in it, and did it again.
I did a very similar thing. I think it's changed now, or it's about to change, but the Rock and Roller Coaster ride. I went in the single rider ride and just did that by myself.
Forgot to mention that. I'm glad you said that. So the Rock and Roller Coaster, as of today, came out Tuesday. The new one, the Muppets one. It came out Tuesday. My last day at the parks was Monday, so like it was opening the day afterwards. I got to ride it early. They were just letting people in, and the wait time was barely existent because nobody knew that it was open.
Well, they were just letting people.
They were just letting people in. They were testing it, I guess.
They were testing.
I was a test subject.
Like, okay,
it's the exact same ride. It's just all themed around the Muppets, and let me tell you,
the ride's good.
Yeah. The Muppets theming works so much better.
Really?
Because it feels like a Disney park. Like it feels like Aerosmith always kind of just felt like it was just a cool Aerosmith ride just shoehorned into a Disney park. Yeah. The Muppet is owned by Disney. It feels like it should be there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great. Like, it was already great when it was Aerosmith.
Yeah. I remember, like, because I had rode it before, and then, like, I went and got the single rider line, just got on there by myself. I was with a bunch of people that, like, hadn't rode it. I was like, y'all ever rode this? They're like, no, is it fun? I'm like, yeah! And they're like, wait, you go from, like, 0 to 60 or something.
It's so good. There was,
it's like, no!
There were 2 other roller coasters that I really enjoyed. There's the Velocicoaster, which was added after the last time I went to Universal. It's really good. It's actually probably my favorite roller coaster I've ever been on. It's really cool. Like, there's a part that I really like where you're, like, probably about 10 feet above the lake, and it just does you a barrel roll, and it spins like that over top of it. So you're just spinning like crazy over top of the water.
I'm so excited to ride that ride. Sick. Because, I think I've mentioned it on the podcast. Next year I'm going to Universal for the first time, so I'm excited to ride
I can't wait to hear
ride a bunch of that stuff.
There's so many good rides there. Yeah. And then, Epic Universe had, these 2 really good rides. One of them is called Stardust Racers. And it's a roller coaster where there's 2 roller coasters going at once. Both cars set off at the same time and do different paths. And I only rode one of the paths, but it was like crazy cool. There's a lot of really cool,
that sounds really cool,
and stuff like that. But there was a part of it where I was in the yellow one, and there's like a green one too. The yellow one goes upside down in like a straight path, like halfway through the ride, and the green one is right side up, right below them. So I just looked up, and there was just like, I looked up while I'm upside down, and somebody was just like staring at me.
That's awesome.
It was actually so dope. And if you end up going to Epic Universe, go to Monsters Unchained is the best ride I've ever been on.
Is it a Monsters Inc. ride?
No, it's all about like the classic horror movie monsters and stuff like that.
Oh.
The general idea of it is like the daughter of Frankenstein is like everybody like misunderstood my dad, and they just weren't like ready for like how smart he is or something like that. She's like, I'm gonna like show everybody how strong the Frankenstein family is. So then she like the general plot is that she's captured like all of the classic monsters, like the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Wolfman, like the Mummy, all that kind of stuff. And the last one that she captured was Dracula. And so like you set up to like go on a tour like through her like basement basically to see all of like the monsters locked up. And then you're on like an arm, like there's like a mechanical arm thing holding like all 4 of your seats. And Igor, like Frankenstein's like servant, is like controlling it, and he is making it like go all over the place and stuff like that, just messing with you, that kind of thing. But like the plot of the ride is that that's the setup, and then like a quarter of the way through the ride, Dracula busts out of his containment and frees every single one of the monsters. And then so you spend the rest of the ride just getting like jump scared constantly by like animatronic monsters, and like there's a whole bunch of really convincing animatronics. They all look so cool. And it's just easily the best ride I've ever been on. So definitely do that.
Yes, that sounds really fun. Yeah, I'm excited. There's a bunch of stuff. I've heard people hype up Universal a lot. So I am excited.
I don't know if it's a hot take to say that Universal's better.
No, I think that's the general consensus.
I think for adults, Universal's almost undoubtedly better.
Yeah.
It's just nostalgia-wise, Disney carries a lot. I would highly recommend watching any shows they have. Not like the shows during the day, but like sometimes they'll have a show like when the park is closing.
Okay.
And you can just stay after closing and watch like a light show. Like there was one, I wish I could remember what it was called, but it was a drone show in Universal Studios where like they have it on like the lake in the middle of the park, and they have like fountains in the water that shoot like 30-foot tall like water like walls, and then they project lights from like movies, like they project the movie scenes onto the water walls as they're up in the air, and then they have like the music playing, like just full new orchestrations of all the movie themes, and then they have like 1,000 drones that light up in the sky to form different characters and stuff like that from the movies. And that was like insanely cool to watch. So if you get a chance to watch that, do that.
Yeah, I love all the shows and stuff that parks like that do. So yeah, I'll definitely try and make sure I do that. Anyways, Christian, how are your resolutions going?
I'm gonna be real. I'm slacking. My general idea I wanted to like exercise more, but not like not specifically going to the gym, like actually just like getting up and moving is like doing fine. The one of like not being on my phone definitely nosedived fast.
Oh really?
So like I think that was it. It was mainly just like exercise more and then like stay off my phone more. And like I was doing very
I think there
good
was
for a while.
A go outside more or something along those lines.
That was part of the exercise one.
Okay.
I walk a lot, and like it's so nice to just be outside. Touch grass every once in a while.
POV, you're touching grass.
But the phone one definitely needs to be picked up more. I've like actually it's gotten to the point where literally this morning I was considering deleting Twitter. Because like I really have like a bad habit if I'm watching like TV, not really TV, but like if I'm watching YouTube or something like that, within like 5 minutes of the video, I get my phone out and start scrolling.
Twitter especially is such brain rot.
I know.
Not in the sense of like you'll see like all the stupid brain rot videos on TikTok, but Twitter is just so I feel like people just go on there only to complain about stuff that doesn't even matter, or they just like make opinions just for like rage bait.
Yeah.
Just to get people to engage in it. It's like, oh.
One of my favorite, actually, he's my favorite YouTuber. His name was Maximilian Dude. And
your favorite YouTuber isn't me?
No.
It isn't you?
It should be eventually one day.
It isn't us.
It will be one day. But he posted on Twitter one time, and all he said was, "This website sucks if you like anything." And like that sums up the entire website basically. Like you literally like it doesn't matter how good something is, you're almost exclusively going to see hate for it. I remember Expedition 33, like incredible game as you know, love it. And like despite being like universally acclaimed for being one of the greatest games ever made, 90% of the stuff I saw on Twitter was people like, this game is so overrated and sucked. And like, you haven't even played
That's what I saw after the Game Awards.
Yeah, that's all it was. Is people like complaining about how it won so many. Like, there's a reason it won so many. If you played it, you'd understand. But the issue is because of how like people are in the modern day, where they literally just can't like anything for some reason. I don't know where that came from. Like if they
that's
see,
so true, by the way.
It's so annoying. They'll see how successful Expedition 33 was and be like, there's no way it's that good. And going into the game with that mindset is going to actively make you dislike it.
Yeah, and maybe I liked it so much more because I went into the game of the mindset of that this is an amazing game. Yeah.
Like, I went in, I played the game the day it came out. So, like, I had nobody's thoughts
biases
to dissuade mine. It's like, I really just went in there. I was like, this is truly one of the greatest games I've ever played. It's either my second or third favorite game. I still haven't really decided there. But like the amount of people who were just like, this game is not all it's hyped up to be. I'm just like, you can admit that it's not for you. You're allowed to say that.
I also think a lot of people that form opinions like that just aren't capable of thinking above the age of like 5th grade or something.
That's what it feels like. Because there's some people who truly think something is bad if they don't like it,
or if they don't understand it.
Yeah, and like I hate that mindset. Because like if you don't like the gameplay of that game and you're like, I couldn't get into it because I just really couldn't vibe with the gameplay, or like I really liked the gameplay but I wasn't a big fan of a story, that's perfectly fine. the people who were like, "Oh, I couldn't get into the gameplay, so I think the game sucks." It's just like, what are you talking about, man? Like,
like people are so like one directional with their thoughts.
I've been there before. Like, I finally, earlier this year went and like finally finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I started a new playthrough and finished the whole thing, and like, I think it's a great game. Not a single one of my complaints was fixed by playing it. Like, I still share all those negative thoughts, but I still think it's a great game. And The Witcher 3, it's an incredible game that I think the gameplay sucks so bad that I can't get into it.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting to just talk about the idea of just like hate culture and where it came from and like how it is, because it's true that like it seems like for whatever reason people always want to hate on everything.
Yeah,
it's like you're not allowed to like things, and you'll always just find the bad part of something and just like blow it out of proportions. And I wonder if it's just like everybody. I mean, I don't know what it is. Everybody just wants to hate something. Like, I don't know why. I don't get what the point of it is.
Yeah, I don't get it. It makes me so mad. There's one thing that I'm like a big video game fan, obviously, and there's something that it's really bad with media in general. If you like a movie, you shouldn't. If you like a game, you shouldn't. It's just how it feels like all this. How it feels to talk about anything you like online, and so like there's this whole thing of reviews now, where if anything is below an 8 out of 10, it sucks. If a game comes out and it's a 7 out of 10, it's the worst game ever made. And it's just like, that's not how review scores work, first of all. But like, I'm not like I don't love like video game reviews. Like, I have always had the opinion, if I like a game, I like a game. I'm not gonna let another like reviewer like change my opinions or anything like that. But like, there's a whole thing going on specifically about video game journalists and like doing reviews, where it's just like, the reviewer's opinions don't matter, but the second a review comes out, everybody's talking about it. And I'm like, if you think it doesn't matter, why are you saying this? Like, the biggest culprit is IGN. It's like the biggest like game reviewer out there, like a company, and they have given a few games this year like scores that some people thought were unfair, or way higher scores than some people think they deserved. And like, everyone's always like, oh, like, the IGN gave this game a 6, but I absolutely love it, so IGN is just not trustworthy. Or, oh, IGN gave this game a 10, and I hated it, so like IGN is not trustworthy, that kind of thing. And then like, it's so weird, because there's an indie game that came out today as of recording this called Mina the Hollower, and it's currently the highest rated game on Metacritic this year, which Metacritic takes all the review scores at once and like puts them into one website. So it's like the true review, technically. So that game came out today, and it's currently the highest rated game of the year. And it's just a little indie game that they're selling for $20, and IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. And then there's people in like the Twitter comments who were like, "Oh, IGN gave this a 10. That means the reviewers paid them off." And like, I saw somebody today specifically say like, "Oh, it's a shame IGN gave this a 10. I was looking forward to it, and now I don't believe it." And it's just like, what, do you want it to be bad? I don't get that.
Yeah, there's also the aspect. This is along the same lines, but it's going to go somewhere a little bit different. It feels like if people. With the idea of like they want things to be bad sometimes is what it feels like.
Yeah.
And people will just overhate. Like I have a recent example of the season 50 of Survivor, like the actual Survivor just finished airing. And there was an episode, it was like the 4th episode or something of the season. It was like 4th or 5th, somewhere in there. And it objectively wasn't a good episode. Because it had some issues. Like I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was the worst episode of the season, but it objectively wasn't like terrible. But people were hating on it so much, and people just want to hate so much. I don't know exactly how all this works, but on IMDb, where I think like people are just able to like make ratings. Like, I guess you have to like be able to sign in and stuff. Like, random people
you can review bomb like hard.
Yes, it got review bombed, and it now is the worst rated episode in the entire show.
Yeah,
of 50 seasons. I can't even do the math of how many episodes that is. There's like 16 episodes a season. There's 50 seasons, and now season 50 has one of the worst, literally the worst rated episode in the entire series. That's been going on since the year 2000, by the way. But it wasn't a good episode. But it was not that bad.
It's so annoying that people do this kind of thing. Like, review bombing especially is one of the worst things out there, because it's just like, I wish there was a way to fully verify that somebody has completed a game before they can review it. Like, I hate that that's not a thing. Like, I know, I think, I could be wrong about this, it might have been fixed, but I think PlayStation, like, they only recently established reviews on their, like, store, but you have to buy the game to review it, which is fair. Mm-hmm. Xbox, for a very long time, I don't know if they've changed it or not, let you review it no matter what. And, like, that doesn't, like, it's going to cost people who are like, oh, this game, like, has, like, a character design I don't like, it must mean it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they want it to, like, fail. And that also, like, there's a big thing with, like, the, like, people wanting things to fail really bad. Like, am I excited for GTA 6? No. Do I want it to fail? Absolutely not. Like, I think it would be, honestly, I do kind of think it would be really funny if the game ended up being bad. Like, I don't want it to, but it would be funny, just because people have been so hyped up for it. But, like, I don't think it'll suck. But, like,
there's probably going to be people who are just get on and review it really bad.
I think there's also, like, there's toxic negativity and there's toxic positivity, and I think Rockstar fans kind of have both sides of that hard.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think if GTA 6 comes out and is like exactly what everyone wanted it to be and more, there's going to be a ton of people who are like, this game sucks and I hate it. Like how people feel about Red Dead 2. And then if it ends up like being like one of the worst games Rockstar's ever made, you're going to have the flip side of that where people are like, this game is still absolutely incredible and like is like the best game that ever exists. I think I could absolutely see both sides. Yeah. But like it's definitely more like for literally everything out there, like everyone just wants to dislike things, and it's just like, what happened to fun?
I don't know.
If I play a game and I have a good time with it, I'm happy. I keep a list of every game I beat every year, and at the end of like on the list it will always be a score out of 10. The lowest score I think I've ever given on one of those lists is a 6.5. I'm not super critical, because my genuine take for the most part is, on average, if I think a game is below a 7 out of 10 and it's a long game, I probably didn't like it enough to finish it, so I'm not going to put it on the list. Every once in a while there'll be something where it's just like it. Like I recently gave a 6.5 on the list for a game that took me like 5 hours to beat, and it was like that didn't take much of my time, but it was mid. Like it was okay. Like it had some really cool stuff and some really bad stuff, but like I think it's okay to just like things, man.
It is.
And we're running low on time, so I'm just gonna put this out there because I need to talk about it, because I'm super excited for it. So I really like watching gaming shows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not like shows where people are talking about games or whatever, like podcasts or whatever, even though podcasts are really cool. But gaming showcases, you know, PlayStation will do the PlayStation State of Play, Xbox does Xbox Direct and stuff like that. I don't know if Xbox Showcases, I think is what they call them. And Nintendo does Nintendo Direct. And then, the Game Awards at the end of the year has a ton of shows. Trailers, in between the awards. So, next week, we have two things happening. We have a PlayStation State of Play on Tuesday. And then Friday, we have Summer Games Fest. Summer Games Fest happens every single June. It's made by the same people who make the Game Awards. It's basically the Game Awards, take out all the awards, just 2 hours worth of trailers. So, usually it has some huge stuff in it. So I'm very excited for both.
GTA 6.
I do think GTA 6 will be at one of the two. And I think it'll be Summer Games Fest because more people are going to watch Summer Games Fest than a PlayStation show. But I'm really excited for this PlayStation show, because usually what happens is PlayStation will be like, hey, we're going to have a PlayStation showcase. And they will say that on Tuesday. And then they'll be like, it's coming out Thursday, so keep an eye out. And 2 days later, Thursday, 5 p.m., that kind of thing, it's out. They're having one next Tuesday. As of recording this, it's already out. But they're having one next Tuesday. They announced it a week and a half ago. So they've announced this 2 weeks in advance. They also announced it's going to be over an hour long, which usually the showcases are 40 minutes. And they're also putting it in certain theaters across the world. So something massive is going to be there. And if they're also doing it the same week as the second biggest gaming show in the world, something is happening there.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, there was a lot of rumors in terms of the GTA 6 trailer 3 dropping this past week and all that, and obviously it ended up not happening.
Yeah.
But then there was some type of interview I saw somewhere where somebody over Take-Two or somebody maybe just over Rockstar had made the comment that the marketing for GTA 6 is supposed to officially start once the summer starts. So
I think Trailer 3 will show up at Summer Games Fest. And if I had to bet, it'll be heavily gameplay focused. I'm sure we're gonna properly see some. We still haven't seen any, have we?
No, there was gameplay.
There was gameplay?
Yeah, in the last trailer. It was like half and half, I think.
I imagine we're gonna get like a full-on gameplay showcase at Summer Games Fest.
I really
Summer
hope
Games Fest is Friday at like 5 p.m. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
You're probably gonna be busy setting some stuff up.
I will be busy.
But I'm very excited to watch that. I'm also very excited to see whatever they're hopping up. I am genuinely worried the PlayStation Showcase is gonna be like PlayStation 6, because I firmly believe that Xbox Series and PlayStation 5, for how long they've been out, have done nothing. Because like when you look at all of the exclusive games PlayStation 4 had, like most people like unanimously are like, yeah, like Xbox 360 smoked PS3 era, PlayStation 4 smoked Xbox One, and then this one is just like I don't care about console wars, but it feels like neither one have done anything good.
No, I agree.
Xbox is finally getting somewhere because the new CEO is like really smart. And PlayStation is just like, I think they got caught up in their lead where they were like really successful for so long that they just kind of like stuck their head in the dirt and stopped doing things. So I'm hoping this showcase will like be like, boom, here's 5 new PlayStation exclusives. But I'm kind of worried it's just gonna be like, oh, PlayStation 6 comes out next year, but like PlayStation 4 to 5 felt deserved because 4 lived its life. I feel like PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox, like I said, Series X and S, they haven't shown why you should own one yet.
No, I agree. Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that it's not just that, but like,
well, at the same time, I'd almost, if they're not going to show anything, like I mean, if they're not going to prove themselves, let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah, because like it never really felt like we've.
I mean, what the biggest thing is probably like the 4K.
Yeah. And then even then, like neither one for the most part can do 4K and 60 FPS. You have to choose one or the other.
Yeah. And
it's just like, well, on the box of both boxes it says 4K 60. Why can like 5 games do that total and they're always indie games?
Yep.
It's because they're easier to run. But yeah, that's
anticipation. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
The people in the comments can tell me what happened.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this podcast. I want to like transition and talk about something else really quick, but I will just say if it might be a little bit sad. So if you listened up to this point and you've made it this far and you want to leave with everything happy and don't want to talk about anything sad, no means will we be offended. This is for the people that have listened this long and for the people who have stuck with us. Thank you. If you leave, we are not offended. I am not offended. But with that being said, I do want to say that one of our founding members of That Goes Awesome, who was not on this couch, but right here with us, when we started the first couple of podcasts, Zoe was with us. It is my baby girl, my little doggy, who has been my dog ever since I was 7. I grew up with her. She sadly, a few days ago, we're recording this on Thursday, it was on this past Monday on Memorial Day, she has sadly passed away. She lived a long life, and I've cried every day since it happened. I haven't cried today, so hopefully that doesn't change. I've been able to kind of distract myself, but it has been really rough, and I wanted to give her moment because she was here when we started it, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I think it probably does help to talk about it. Christian knows he has been through the same thing
multiple times, unfortunately.
Pets that he was very close to, and I do think a lot of people a lot of the times think that losing a pet is just like, yeah, it's sad, but it like shouldn't affect you that much, I guess.
For me, it's truly losing a family member.
It is, and especially when it's. I think you were in a very similar situation where when it's an animal that you like literally grew up with, like she was mine, like I was her person. She like slept with me every night, and yeah, she got me through a lot. So and it's been rough. So I hope people understand that like I want like the message, I guess, to be that grieving a pet like you would grieve anything else is okay, because personally, I have been very fortunate in my life where I haven't really experienced loss. And this is kind of like the first time where I have actually experienced loss, and it freaking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I like I said, she slept with me every night, and it was really hard just to go into bed that night after it happened. But like I couldn't sleep because I was just like waiting for her to like come cuddle up next to me, and like every morning when I wake up, she would be down there like on the couch, and like so I even still like I'll wake up and I'll walk downstairs and I'll just like be hoping and praying that she's like laying there on that couch. And she went through so much. She was completely blind. She was missing one of her eyes. She went through cancer. She had a bunch of cancerous tumors removed from her chest. And I don't want to go on about it too much, but I just want the message to be that it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to be sad, whether it's a pet, whether even if it's not about a loss, all feelings are always valid. We advocate so much for always going to therapy if you feel like that is something you need to do. And I just wanted to give Zoe her flowers because she was here with us, and she has meant so much to me, and I think she really did, as silly as it might sound, I think she shaped a lot of who I am as a person, because okay, I also haven't talked about this on the podcast at all. I very recently, and Christian knows this of course, I very recently was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. And it might sound a little silly, and it might sound like maybe I'm just saying this now, but like this is really something I said in the moment, because that whole process was like really, really hard. It was like so hard for me because a lot of it was just unknown and just like the mystery of not knowing what was wrong with me, and I had to like have so many tests done, and I was like in so many doctor's visits, and this was very recent. Like this is maybe that's another message in it, that this all that for me is like going on while we're recording this podcast. So all that to say that I went through all those emotions and I was terrified. And I'm not just saying this now because she has passed and all this happened, but like I remember saying like in that time that I used Zoe, my dog, like she was actually an inspiration for me, because I knew she had been through so much. She had been through a lot, and I used her. Like I looked at how tough she was and how she was able to do all that, and it helped me be able to cope with all the stuff I had to do, and I want the message to be that all feelings are always okay and they're always valid, and it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to no matter what you feel, it's never silly. It might be a little bit silly, but it's never a wrong type of silly, and everything you feel is okay, and just use whatever you have to get yourself through life. And I think it ties it all together. This is probably episode like 44, 45 of the podcast, which means we've been doing this a long time at this point. And I think it ties back into how we just all started it. And that was just us just sitting here on the couch just saying we wanted to have fun and we wanted to spread joy and just give people a reason to laugh. And a few podcasts ago we talked about how there's not happiness if there's not sadness. So it's always a balancing act. People are always going to be there for you. Life is hard. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would just be having a party all the time. But people are having a party all the time. But sorry to lay all that on the podcast. But if you stayed, you're a trooper. Thank you for listening. I have been Jaden.
I'm still Christian.
We go awesome. Even when we're sad, we're still happy. We are out of here.